Welcome back. We're here with the one and only Ariana Grande now.
There's something truly magical about the world of Wicked. A world that not only brings fantasy to life, but also speaks directly to the hearts of those who have ever felt out of place, misunderstood, or different. It's a world where being seen, truly seen, is the most powerful kind of magic. It's of sisterhood. It's about the characters we know and love. Elphaba, the misunderstood green-skinned witch, and Glinda, the seemingly perfect blonde who challenges what it means to be good. But beneath the surface of these two larger-than-life characters, Wicked delves into deep themes of identity, acceptance, and finding one's place in a world that often seems to categorize people before truly understanding them. The journey of playing these roles has been one filled with not only the usual pressures of living up to the legacy of such beloved characters, but also personal growth for the actresses who take them on. For Ariana Grande, who steps into the shoes of Glinda, and Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba, the experience of being part of Wicked has been life-changing, touching something deep within them, something universal. The opportunity to step into these roles wasn't just about performing a role on a stage, it was a deeper look at how this incredible production became a profound journey of self-discovery, overcoming personal pressures, and forming a bond that transcends the stage. From the moment they stepped onto the set of Wicked, the actresses were thrust into a world that was meticulously crafted, down to the finest detail. Nathan Crowley, the genius behind the set design, created a world that was both familiar and surreal, bringing Oz to life in ways that made it impossible for the actors to do anything but immediately believe they were a part of it. This world, with its sweeping landscapes and its eccentric, fantastical elements, was so meticulously designed that it gave the actors permission to dive deep into their roles, to completely let go and live within that magical realm. But what made this experience even more special was the sense of responsibility that came with stepping into such iconic roles. Both Cynthia and Ariana spoke about the weight of expectation, the understanding that these were some of the most coveted roles in Hollywood, roles that many had dreamed of playing for years. They knew that the fans, who had followed the musical for so long, would expect nothing less than perfection. But beyond that, they both realized that these roles were more than just a stepping stone in their careers. They were a chance to portray something deeply personal, to bring to life characters who represent so much more than just witches in a magical land. Ariana in particular spoke about her own connection to Glinda. When she first got the call about the role, she couldn't contain her excitement and nerves. There was a mix of disbelief and overwhelming emotion. She knew she was stepping into something special, but the reality of it only truly sank in once she realized the magnitude of the responsibility. It wasn't just about singing the songs and delivering the lines, it was about doing justice to a character that had resonated with so many people for years. Ariana reflected on her own feelings of not fitting in, of being misunderstood at times, and how Glinda's journey of self-discovery mirrored her own in many ways. For her, playing Glinda was not just a career achievement, it was a chance to rediscover parts of herself that had been lost along the way. Cynthia, on the other hand, shared how her experience with Elphaba was deeply personal as well. Growing up in rural Missouri, Cynthia had often felt like an outsider, someone who didn't quite fit into the expectations that society placed on her. As a black woman in an environment where she was often surrounded by people who didn't share her life experiences, Cynthia identified with Elphaba's sense of alienation. Elphaba's journey was one of empowerment, of embracing one's differences and recognizing them as strengths, and for Cynthia, this resonated deeply. Watching Elphaba on stage and feeling the weight of that character's story wasn't just a performance for Cynthia. It was a moment of catharsis, a way to channel her own experiences of being othered and misunderstood. Both actresses also talked about how the physicality of their roles, Glinda's bubbly, perfectionist nature, and Elphaba's strong, defiant presence, allowed them to express different parts of their own identities. In many ways, these characters became vessels for them to explore and express emotions that they had carried for years, but never had a stage to share them on. For Ariana, Glinda was a character who, on the surface, seemed to have it all together, but beneath her polished exterior was struggling with her own sense of purpose. For Cynthia, Elphaba's transformation from an outcast to a powerful figure was a reflection of her own journey, from feeling like she didn't belong to finally embracing the parts of herself that made her unique. Both actresses, in their performances, were able to tap into these personal experiences in ways that made their portrayals of Glinda and Elphaba not just performances, but acts of deep personal healing. One of the most touching aspects of the actresses' journey was their shared sense of responsibility to each other. From the moment they met, there was an instant bond between Ariana and Cynthia, one that would only grow stronger as they worked together to bring the iconic roles to life. They spoke about the importance of taking care of each other, both on and off the stage, and how their relationship mirrored the friendship between Glinda and Elphaba. The two characters, despite their differences, share a deep connection that transcends their rivalry, and in many ways, Ariana and Cynthia's relationship offstage mirrored that same evolution of friendship, trust, and mutual respect. There were moments during rehearsals, they shared, where they would find themselves finishing each other's sentences, instinctively knowing what the other needed or wanted to convey. These moments were not just a testament to their chemistry as performers, but also to the bond that had formed between them as people. They spoke about how this bond was essential to their portrayal of these complex characters. It wasn't just about playing the role, it was about creating a relationship that felt genuine, that felt real, and that resonated with the audience. The audience could see the connection between them, and that connection became one of the most powerful aspects of the show. As the actresses reflected on their journey, they both expressed a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to play these roles, not just because of the career milestones, but because of the personal growth that came with it. For Ariana, it was a chance to reconnect with her younger self, the one who first dreamed of being a part of Wicked, and who had long admired the story. For Cynthia, it was a way to bring her own struggles with identity and self-acceptance to the stage and offer it up as a gift to anyone who had ever felt like they didn't belong. Both actresses spoke about the powerful impact that Wicked had on them and how the show had helped them rediscover parts of themselves that had been overshadowed by the pressures of the entertainment industry. Ariana's emotional reaction to her father's tears when he first saw her name in the credits spoke volumes about how much this role meant to her. It wasn't just about the accolades or the recognition, it was about coming full circle, about proving to herself and to others that she could be authentic in a world that often encourages conformity. For Cynthia, the character of Elphaba became a means of expressing everything she had ever felt as a woman of color in an industry that often pushed her to the margins. Playing Elphaba was a chance for Cynthia to share her own story of perseverance, of finding strength in her differences, and of showing others that it's okay to stand out, to be different, and to embrace the things that make you unique. Both women, through their portrayals, offered a kind of healing, not just to themselves, but to the audience. Watching Elphaba and Glinda navigate their complex relationship was like watching a beautiful, emotional release for anyone who had ever felt like they didn't fit in, like they weren't enough, or like they would never find a place where they truly belong. The experience of playing these roles was one that transcended the stage and touched something deeper within both actresses. It was about giving a voice to the things that had been silenced, about offering a message of hope to anyone who had ever